background. And hello Facebook, hello YouTube. If you're watching on catch up, I was just saying actually that so many love watching on YouTube as just a bit of a catch up because it's kind of always there, isn't it? It's just an easy thing to click onto. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Earle Wellbeing on YouTube, please do, because I personally find YouTube quite a confusing place. So big and there's so much on it. But if you subscribe to the Earle Wellbeing channel, it means that our things kind of pop up into your feed so you can always see, because we're always uploading new stuff. In fact, there's a new video going up tomorrow on YouTube. If you're watching in real time, it's going up on a Wednesday. Wednesday tends to be our YouTube day for posting live things, but then we'll often pop in and do an extra little sneaky thing. And if you're super keen, you can actually click the little subscription icon on YouTube. It looks like a little bell, and that means that it gives you a little ding like that when there's a new thing that's been uploaded, so you can be the first to see. Anyway, as I was just saying to our friends on Instagram, I'm going to be joined today by a fab female founder, one of our favourites, Grace Fordor, who is the founder of Studio 10 Beauty, one of my genuine favourite beauty brands. I was actually introduced to Studio 10 by my own favourite makeup artist friend, Kerry September. And Kerry has the honour, if you can call it that, of making up my face for every single cover of the Earle Wellbeing magazine since we started. And I think we are on something like 35 issues, 36 issues, 37 issues. Who's counting? Anyway, has anybody been with me right from the beginning in the magazine? Let me know. Would love to hear. The first two were digital. They were never in print. Then we went into print. So has anybody got all of them? And funnily enough, I was listening, just as a quick aside, to Audible. So I've got the Audible books that I listen to when I'm driving the car, and I had to go and pick up my youngest from a play date yesterday, although I'm not allowed to call them play dates anymore. He's 12, and I referred to something as a play date. I said, oh, would you like to get your friend over for a play date? And he was like, Mum, he said, they're not called play dates anymore, not when you get to my age. So I apologise for that. Anyway, I was picking him up from an event, and I was listening to my current Audible book, which is The Glossy Years, Nicholas Coleridge, who I used to hang out with back in the day at various fashion shows, and he was ended up, I think, president of Condé Nast magazine, a super bright, clever, erudite writer, author of books, fiction, as well as publisher extraordinaire for Condé Nast with all the international editions of Vogue and all the rest of it. And he said in this book, because it was a bit of an autobiography about his years with magazines, that actually an editor only really gets under the skin of their magazine by their 37th issue, which kind of resonated. That's why it stuck in my brain, because I was thinking, 37 issues. I do feel that we've got the formula about right now. So I don't know what you think. Let me know. We love feedback. Anyway, I digress. That is... it was an aside because Kerry introduced me to Studio 10. So I am sat here, I've got a bit of eye makeup on, but I have nothing on my face, which is always making me a little bit nervous. But I know that today's guest is going to put me right. So let us see whether Grace is with us. Hopefully she is, and hopefully she can help me get to look my glowing best. We do have a Liz Loves 20% discount on everything at Studio 10. So everything that we talk about, you can hot foot to her website. Hi, Grace.
Hey, how are you?
I am...
love your story about Kerry and a very beautiful face that she has to work on.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't know about that, but I have to say your products have become firm favourites. In fact, when I was looking out all my Studio 10 products today, I just realised that it was kind of like most of my bag here. I've got so many lovely things. And actually, I say so many lovely things, but a lot of them are duplicates because, of course, your range is quite compact, which is one of the reasons I love it so much, is you've done all the guesswork. You know, you've got these really, you know, simple little compacts that just have everything in them, everything that you need. So that's actually one of...
That was the whole idea about it, because
I love this one. I've just put my eyes with that. Isn't that such a great selection of eye colours? I know we're not talking about eyes today, but I just wanted to mention it because I love it.
But you know what? with makeup, it's like if you take an eye palette, the eye palettes that are really popular today have 10, 12, 14 shades in them. In the real world, we don't need all of those shades. And I've got 3 daughters, and they bought those shadow bricks, and they use 3 or 4. But for Studio 10, we're not really a fashion colour brand. We're about using the medium, the power of makeup to do a job of work, right? So, you know, as we age, we lose collagen, so we need to add structure. Our skin's much more lackluster. Around the eye area, we want to open up the eye. We want to, you know, if we've got hooded eyelids. So it's sort of problem-solving makeup, if that makes sense. So that eye palette is all about shape, definition, structure to the eye. So it's a sort of different, and also we've all bought makeup. How many of us has drawers full of makeup that we don't use? It's not part of our everyday routine.
Yeah, completely.
And I was like, I just 3 or 4 products, that's it. But, you know, day to night, across the seasons, handbag, travel. I know, you love that product.
I love it, I love it, I love it. Remind me what it's called, because I haven't got my glasses on to read at the bottom.
It's the Hydrolift Eye Corrector. So that is under dark circles, under eye cover up, brightener. But what's great about it,
can I pop some on now? Only because I haven't got anything on.
I mean, that's literally all you need to do. But what's great about it, because it's got hyaluronic acid running through it, it nourishes the skin as well.
Yes.
But if you've got amazing skin, you don't need a lot of cover-up. You can use it under the eye, around the nose, a little bit on the chin and the cheeks, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's your cover-up, flawless. So I found a lot of women use it as their sort of foundation, almost foundation stick.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, what are we going to be talking about today? Because I've got your Youth Lift, the Glowplexion. Now, my notes say here, Age Defy Skin Perfector. What does that look like? Because I have a feeling that might be downstairs. And Lainey, you should be watching. Maybe you can run it up to me.
That's this palette. So this is...
Which one is that? Let me just see. Hold on.
If you use... basically, this is your skin correcting palette. So most women, as we age, we get dark circles, we get age spots, we have a bit of redness coming through. So a really good foundation, the Hydrolift Eye Corrector all over the face, or if you use Tinted Moisturizer, usually is enough to even out the skin tone. This skin corrector really comes into play. Is it this one? No, that's the
that's the Visible Lift Eye Definer. Okay, right. Okay, so Lainey, my lovely, who I know is watching, downstairs there's a little Studio 10 bag with some products that Grace kindly sent for the live, and I'm sure it will be there. So Lainey will hopefully run that up to me, because is that the one that we start with?
What we're gonna do today, because I watched one of your videos on glowing skin, right? I've become obsessed with glowing skin from within. And I watched one of your lives with this product.
Which one?
The Ingenious Collagen.
Oh, Ingenious Beauty. Oh my goodness, I've got mine here on my dressing table.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I have to tell you, because I am really into, and I really believe this, glowing skin comes from within. Right?
Totally.
It starts in your gut. Yes, this product, all of my products are fantastic to help us get there instantly.
Yeah, they're the icing on the cake, aren't they?
They're the icing on the cake. This is and I've used a lot of collagen products.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I've used so many over the years. I am obsessed with this brand.
Well, I am too, and it took me a lot of investigating, because most collagen, the powders, they break down in the stomach, break down into their components of amino acids, whereas this has been independently clinically tested you know, to go all the way down intact through to the small intestine and then release
also,
the goodness.
What I love about it though is it's got hyaluronic acid in it as well.
Hyaluronic acid, exactly.
It's got astaxanthin.
And astaxanthin. We do have a Liz Loves, by the way. In Genius Beauty, you can get 15% off. We'll pop the link up.
I bought it on the back of one of your lives.
Did you?
I have to tell you, I'm running out. I'm 3 months in. I'm going to use your.
Use the Liz Loves.
for myself because
I use it. Hey, I use it. So.
This is why Liz Love works, because you test all of the products.
I mean, I have to genuinely love it for it to be a Liz Loves. You know, you can't just say, oh, come on, you know, we'd like to give you a discount and be a Liz Loves. You know, because we don't actually do that many. You know, there's very few. You know, I think there's, for makeup, there's you, there's Delilah, I do a little bit of Beauty Pie, but that's kind of it, really. You know, and it's I mean, you know, and they're great. And they've got some really good fashion shades as well, particularly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I have to say that is amazing. And then I was like, so we're doing glowing skin starts from within, glowing skin on the inside and the outside, and then look what I bought based on another one of your lives. It's like, you're going to make me bankrupt. This is hilarious.
Yeah, but you'll be looking great. Oh, is this Gabriella Peacock? Yes, the fibre.
This has transformed. It's anchored my whole nutrition, healthy diet, and I take it 20 minutes before I eat 3 times per day to manage my glucose, my blood sugar levels. It stopped those spikes, those cravings. I'm not overeating. I'm not hangry. But I was reading up on it, and actually I didn't realise this, that fibre is really important in terms of your skin. So I thought it was very much about managing your blood sugars, you know, all that sort of side to it. But actually it has a really big play in your skin, because it helps. I mean, they call it, don't they, a sort of beauty booster. It helps with eliminating toxins, inflammation, which is bad for the skin.
Yeah.
And it absorb ingredients, like whether it's vitamin C. So I feel this turbocharges my collagen, my astaxanthin, my hyaluronic acid.
Fabulous. My goodness, you're going to be looking about 12 before you know it. Should you want to.
Don't you?
Well, the other one I like of hers, actually, she's got these little packs here. This is the Essential Trio. I don't know whether you've tried that. But that has a vegan omega for the skin and turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. So, again, really good for the skin, and a multivitamin and nutrient complex. So that's also...
I did watch that, and I did do a little bit of research, because my middle daughter has acne and a little bit of psoriasis. You've got to look at its inflammation. You want things that are inflammatory, that are good for getting rid of toxins, all this sort of stuff. Fibre obviously feeds, doesn't it, the microbiome, which is all good for skin. So I've actually got her taking fibre as well, just to help with her skin. Anyway, that's my glowing skin regime on the inside. On the outside.
On the outside. So what do we need on the outside?
Okay, so this is how you can fake it until...
Love this. This is key. Okay.
Lift Glowplexion. So the idea with this product is that I do think it is an essential makeup bag staple, because as we age, we lose collagen, we lose hydration in our skin, and our skin is much more lackluster, right? It's not dewy, it's not naturally dewy and glowing, right? So I was like, well, that's stage 1. I need to add that radiance, natural radiance to the skin, like really boost the complexion. So when I looked in the marketplace, there are primers, there's radiant cremes, there's highlighters, there's luminizers, and I'm like, this is all too complicated. So this is a sort of 4-in-1, but it is basically a primer.
Okay.
So, different ways to use it depending on your needs. So if you use foundation or a tinted moisturizer and it gives you that veil of coverage, you can put this onto your hands and pad it, just put it all over your skin, right? If you're going to then put foundation on top for that lit from within radiance and that natural glow. Plus it's a primer, it's got an 8-hour binding agent, it means your makeup's going to last all day long.
Great.
And it's got acid, so it's nourishing, it's skincare makeup, blah, blah, blah. If, let's say for you, you're like, well, I don't need to wear foundation all over my face, but I do need that radiance, that boost, then you can either put it in your daily moisturizer.
Okay.
So 1 pump in your daily moisturizer just to give you that lit from within radiance. Or what you can do is you can mix it with your tinted moisturizer.
Ooh.
So it really depends.
Lovely. Look at that lovely glow you get.
It's so hard for me, Liz, to talk about my products because it's so stunning.
They are so good. Can I use them with your Perfect Canvas? Because I do love this, the foundation.
Yes.
Could I pop that over the top?
Yeah, so what I do, for me personally, because I need a lot of coverage, I have to...
I'm feeling like I need a little bit more at the moment. I'm feeling a little bit tired,
so,
to be honest.
Put this on first as a primer.
And do I just dab this on? Do I just dab this on to...
And what I like to do is I pump it in my hand and then I just warm it. And I dab it all over my face.
I'm a great one, like you, for applying products with my palms.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you do too. This is how I put my foundation on, like this.
Yeah.
Literally,
Absolutely.
I use my palms.
And it also is your massaging and you follow the contours.
Yeah.
So you've put it neat all over your face. So when you move around, you'll see the light, the reflection. You wouldn't leave the house like that because it's got too much pearl in it, right? But because you're going to put foundation on top, what it does is that lit from within radiance.
Clever, because you're lit from within, literally. You've given yourself the glow that will then shine through.
But if you don't need foundation, then just put a tiny little drop in your daily moisturizer and it just boosts complexion.
Love it. So everyone's asking about it. It's the Youth Lift Glowplexion. And presumably it's for all skin types, all shades of skin. It's just giving you the glow. So it's foolproof. It's for everybody.
One thing about it is, and this is why I think the sort of detail, most radiance cremes, and then with this you can use it as a highlighter, so you've got a 4-in-1, uses silver, right? And silver's very stroby, which is great when you're 20, but we don't want to look stroby. So this has got a very warm gold undertone, so
Love
it really
a bit of gold. Gold on the skin is amazing as you age. The colour, the actual mineral as well is phenomenal.
And then it's just much more natural on the skin. So that's what I do every day. And also it's got this binding agent, which means when I put my makeup on top, it's not falling off. Because that's the other thing. Skin's drier, or you're hot, you're flushing, it's hormonal, makeup's falling off. So I'm a big advocate of using a primer, certainly as we age. And then what I do is I cover up with our foundation. Yeah,
so I've got this one and I've got your lovely foundation brush. This is a genius brush, by the way. Love this brush, this double-sided brush. It's so great.
You know what? Really, the only face brush. You can use it for face, cheeks, concealer.
Yeah, concealer under here is really, really good. It's so gentle.
And then that to blend and to buff.
So shall I use this one here?
Yeah, so you don't need a lot of coverage. I mean, your skin's amazing. So all I would do is I would use that end of the brush and just stipple and just put it in the areas that you need. And it's as easy as that. And once
Feels
again,
really nice on the skin.
I'm so proud of this foundation because that was the one area that, as a mature woman, but when I was developing it, was the hardest one to create because I wanted coverage, because your skin does have a lot of pigmentation as we age. So I wanted medium to full coverage.
There's no getting away from it. Our skin tone changes. We get age marks, you know, little brown spots. But also what I love about foundation is it actually gives you some protection on the skin. You know, it actually gives you some sun protection from pollution, from the environment.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really beneficial thing. It's a really helpful thing. It's not just all about vanity. It's actually about skin health and protection as well.
Yeah, I mean, with S10, I really looked at skincare makeup that nourishes the skin loving, because we spend so much money on skincare, and I wanted to be sure that what we put on top adds to that story and is not working against the skincare. I'm never going to say this has got SPF 30, so don't worry about SPF. You absolutely have to use an SPF.
Yeah.
But this sort of boosts your skincare. But what I love about this and why I developed it is I needed coverage, medium to full coverage. When you think of full coverage foundations, you think thick, heavy, cakey.
Yeah, this looks really natural. I love the fact that that glow is coming through from the base of the Youth Lift. Can you see? So that's underneath. And then you've got the glow.
If someone said, you know, what's the number one thing that I need to do? Of all the things in makeup, where do I start, where do I finish? If you've only got time to do one thing, it's create beautiful skin.
Yeah.
Right? Because if your skin is radiant and glowing, that's what people see. So to do that, you need radiance, glow, and you need some form of cover-up.
Yeah.
So those two products, I think, give you flawless, beautiful skin. And then that might be enough for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Or
and then sometimes I'll put powder over the top sometimes.
Yeah, if you want to
lose the glowiness.
Yeah, but the way to do that is you start putting powder will automatically mattify.
Yeah.
So you lose that glow and that dewiness. So the way to do that is you control how much you use of this.
Okay.
So with foundation, you're just using a very light veil, or you might just use a tinted. Delilah's tinted moisturizer is stunning, right? If you don't need that coverage, so you just put a tiny little pump into it. So you can gauge how much dewiness and radiance you want, depending on your skin needs, and that's what products like creams or liquids, because you can dilute them.
Yeah.
And they're just nicer on mature
skin. And they just sort of mix well together. What I like about this particular palette, because it's so hard, isn't it, to get the exact shade that you need. And our skin colour changes. A little bit of sunshine and, you know, you're a whole shade different from the makeup that you've just bought. But you have your extra darker shade here. So you can blend it in. Was that the idea behind it, so that you had two colours?
I think because my starting point was being a consumer. I'm a real woman with a real life and, you know, real life. So what I love about the beauty industry, what really frustrates me about the beauty industry is like, you need this for the summer and you need this for the winter and you need this for this. And I'm like, that's just, I think, some ploy to sell you more product. I want one product all year round.
Yeah.
So you're exactly right. It's got that shade because in the summer you do carry more colour. Right? It's a fact. So you can mix and match. It will take you through the seasons. Or if you wanted, you could use it to do a little bit of sort of natural contour. But for me, if you then use something like this to highlight, it's very easy. Women find it much easier to highlight than contour. So highlight your cheekbones, then you don't need to worry about contouring.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women are scared about contouring. I mean, I've looked into it, and it's an amazing, like Kerry, you can sculpt a whole face, but you know what? In the real world,
she's an artist. She's a professional. That's what she does all day. But you're right, just adding a little bit of highlight, or just to here.
And this time of year, I'm so excited about this product, especially if the sun's shining.
Yes.
Is you put a couple of pumps in your in your body lotion.
Oh.
You put it in your body lotion. Yeah.
And then just pop it up here, or oh, nice.
Yeah. And
lovely idea.
This will absolutely make you laugh. I have been known to put it in sun lotion on my legs because you're sitting by a pool with my big hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Because your legs always seem to catch the sun the least, don't they?
They do.
I looked down like milk bottles. Honestly, Liz, I was like, this is not a good look. So I put some of this in my body lotion, on my suntan lotion, so at least it was a shimmery.
Well, that is such a good idea. Such a good idea. But I have to say, I am hooked on this little thing.
Oh, I love that.
This is so neat. So it's a concealer, and you can see that I've been using it a lot. But I hope you can see the definition there. There's still a little bit of that hyaluronic acid in the middle. So it's really creamy. And I genuinely, I use this every day under here. Just like that.
That started life as under-eye concealer brightener. And you know, the area around your eye is ultra-sensitive. It's much thinner, especially as we age. So whatever you put around this area, the texture is so important. Otherwise, you're going to... And also, you need coverage. So it's great to use an under-eye brightener that brightens, but you need the coverage to take out the dark circles.
I'm just working out whether I've got light or medium. I can't tell. Nikki was asking on Instagram.
You've probably got medium.
Have I got the medium?
You've probably got medium because you're carrying a little bit of colour in your skin. But what was interesting about that product, even though it started life as this under-eye brightener cover-up, it was women who came back and said, I don't need a foundation. I don't even need a tinted moisturizer.
Because you can just use it. I use it like here.
Yeah, it's
brilliant. Just to even skin tone. I love the fact that it's giving that lovely dewy hyaluronic acid moisturizer with the coverage, so it never looks cakey, never looks dry.
Yeah. That for me is that dry, that cakey, thick, heavy, just it's a big no-no generally in makeup, regardless of age, because what I wanted to do was emulate beautiful skin. And beautiful skin has a natural luminosity and a glow, and you know, we lose that as we age. So I'm like, okay, I'll use a bit of makeup to get the same effect.
Now, am I allowed to put a bit of this on top? Because I love this.
Oh, you are. So, the Glowplexion
Plumping Blush
is... So it's quite good because we've added a natural radiance. We've covered up, haven't we? With Perfector, you've got a beautiful, flawless base skin.
Yeah,
but
so I've used this just to talk people through it in case you're late to the party. Youth Lift, the Glowplexion. I'll pop a little bit on my hand just in case you missed it. Here I love all your tips about adding it to a little bit of tinted moisturizer, adding it to a bit of sun cream, a bit of body cream, using that all over as your base to get your glow. And then you can pop your foundation over the top, so you're glowing from within. Yeah?
Yeah. And then you can use it as a highlighter on top.
So many things. Then I've used my palette. I've used here Perfect Canvas in medium. That's me.
Yeah.
Medium.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use a little bit of this on top.
Yes. So that's about radiance and glow. This is about evening the skin tone, flawless. And then this is about adding a healthy flush of colour. Because we need colour. We do need that injection of colour. And this really, really transforms the complexion and is all year round.
Love it. Or you can use it on its own, I guess, if you wanted.
Yeah, see, if you've got beautiful skin, I mean, you've got amazing skin, you can just use this on its own. And you can use this same brush. So with this product, this is how you really lift the complexion. It's exactly as you put it. You put it on the apple of the cheeks and you used it round here on your cheekbones, right? Then, a little bit on your forehead.
Okay.
So where the sun would hit, a little bit on your forehead. Because this is really about boosting the complexion, like adding that healthy flush of colour. And it's not really a blusher, even though it's called a blusher. A little bit on the nose. And then I turn the brush round with this finger brush, which gives you a little bit of control. I dip the brush in and then I sweep it through the eyelids. And it is the most beautiful eyeshadow, brightening eyeshadow.
Oh,
means
yeah,
you
my
don't need
goodness.
Look at that. I mean, it's stunning.
I've never done that before. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is my new summer beauty tip. Just like that.
Yeah. And then I sometimes just bring a little bit down the neck.
Uh-huh.
So really it's a sort of complexion booster, if that makes sense. So
nice.
You've got the glow, you've got the cover up, and then you add that healthy flush of colour. My issue with this is it's out of stock.
Okay. You're getting it back in?
We're getting it back in.
You'll need to have a wait list.
We've got it. So
good.
You can
join the wait list.
At the end of August, you can go to our website and you can order it. And it sells so quickly.
Get on the wait list, folks.
Like legacy from post-COVID with everything that's happening is my production lead times, Liz, if it used to take 3 months, it's now taking 6 months to get stock in.
I hear this from so many people. It's such a pain.
It's so hard. And, we're an independent, privately owned business. And I'm passionate about products, as you know. And it hurts me when people can't use it. And it hurts and I can't get the sales in.
I know. Do you have your Visible Lift eye definer? Do you have that in stock?
I do.
'Cause I do love this. Look how many colours you get in there.
So this really is. It's a neutral nude eyeshadow palette, but really what it does is it gives you an eye lift. Because it neutralises. You can use it to create an artificial lid if you've got hooded eyelids. That definition, and it's basically an eye lift in a palette.
I do love that. Will you talk me through it quickly? Because I feel like I need an eye lift.
Right, so first thing and we are the only palette that has this. It has a primer in it. So the first one here,
this one.
Because you need it. You need an eye primer. We don't want shadow creping all over our eyelids.
No.
So you put the blush on that. So that's effectively acting like a primer. But
otherwise I put that on.
Yeah, and it's really good for your eyelids. Yeah. Then the next
There's nothing like an eye primer, actually, is there? Even if you don't wear an eyeshadow, an eye primer, it just kind of takes out all the redness, all the uneven skin tone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, interestingly saying that, the next colour here, once you put the primer on, actually a neutralising shade. And it's a slightly yellow-based nude demi-matte colour. And I put that all over my lid, all the way up to the brow, to neutralise any redness. Because if you've got redness around the eye area, what it does is it makes you look tired.
It does. Yeah, and that's an instant way to brighten your skin.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really good to talk through this. I know a lot of people either have this or will want it because it's excellent. And then the next one.
Right, this shade here is a sort of taupey colour, and that's basically a socket contouring shade. So a little trick is this socket, you know the crease here, the socket area?
Yeah, just here.
That, if you've got hooded eyelids, you lose all that. So you want to almost artificially put back in a socket.
Okay, you put back your socket. Love that.
And then you use that, but the trick is, I'm going to see if I can do it. Normally, if you've got really young, youthful eyes, you just put it in the socket, don't you? But if you've got hooded eyelid, you don't see the socket. So the trick is, Grace's little trick, is when you do it, you start in the socket, but you go just above the socket.
Ah, okay.
So effectively what you're doing is you're creating an artificial
creating a socket.
Yeah. And because it's a sort of contouring shade, which means it's quite taupey, it just gives you that added definition. Creates a socket.
I love the way that makeup can be kind of illusory like that.
It's so powerful. It's such a powerful...
And you just feel better, don't you, if your skin looks a bit brighter and a bit more glowy.
Yeah. And then literally the last two shades, that's a definition shade. So if you're going from day to night, you might want to do a little definition. You might want a bit of definition to the socket. You might want to use it as a liner. So you've got it. Actually, if I use it on I'll show you how you can really create almost quite a sort of evening look just through one palette.
So you can really intensify with that one. I love the fact that you've got all 5 here. I think that's so clever. And it's neutral, so it's going to work for all eye colours, shades, skin tones.
Yeah.
You know, you're just adding definition, really, which is what it's all about, rather than high fashion colours.
And I love high fashion. I love bold. I love colour. But we're sort of not that brand. It was India Night from Sunday Times said you're like Spanx for the face, and I was like, Spanx for the face. I hardly want to be the bra and knickers of the makeup world.
I don't know. But we all need bra and knickers, you see.
But you need them, so it does a job of work. And then if you add your colour story, you know, it's gonna enhance that. You're gonna get the best sort of look. So I'm quite happy with that phrase now. And then the last one is a sort of very soft highlighter.
Lovely.
So
Ali's saying that she's really dark on the inner part of her eye near the nose. So you'd need to use just one of the lighter shades, wouldn't you? Just to even out the skin tone all over, like from right here.
Yes, you could. But I 100% would, but I much prefer using your base to do that. So either using a foundation, that's the wrong one.
So using your base here.
Yeah, because
get the brush to do it.
And all the Hydra lift. And actually, that's a really good point, because
this would be really
most women forget about this area. Get it, because we're looking in the mirror like that, and actually, it's a really important area. So when you're putting under eye, always start on that inner corner and then bring it down.
Really good tip, actually. Really good tip, because it does, and it just makes you look tired. That dark pigmentation here just makes you look tired, even if you've actually managed to get a good night's sleep. Your face then kind of betrays you.
See, the thing is, even if we have good sleep, we do have darker circles because our skin thins out so much more as we
I know.
Which is why we need collagen. Why we need fibre to feed the collagen.
Absolutely. Looking after our gut, reducing inflammation. You know, this is all the icing on the cake. This is all the, you know, the top coat, if you like, the top coat of life.
Yeah, and it is instant.
It is instant, and it's easy, and it's good for you. You're protecting the skin, you're giving a little bit of sun protection, you're giving some environmental pollution, smog protection. and
Yeah.
your evening skin tone, and you're fortifying with ingredients like the hyaluronic acid, which is so important. So
Yeah.
it's
Which
beneficial.
I've got in this. I love hyaluronic acid.
Is that in this as well? Is this in the Glowplexion?
Yeah, in a lot of Studio 10 products.
And then last but not least, well, I've also got your mascara, which I love, which I am going to show, just because this is my genuine mascara that I was using earlier. Fabulous mascara brush. And it's kind of flat, isn't it?
Yeah, which I did.
Great shade.
Because you're picking out all these little features, and there is a story
noticed them.
behind. The reason why it's flat is
tell
because
us.
you can. When it's, I didn't want to use. I mean, Kerry will say this. You need to use an eyelash curler, and I'm like, really? And I'm never going to do that ever because I end up pulling my lashes out.
I pulled out too many.
If the brush is flat, what it means is you can go right down to the root of the lash, and then as you pull it through, it curls as it volumizes. Because you know this with mascara. It's as much the brush as it is the formula.
Yeah.
Funnily enough. Saying that, this formula is a treatment, because that was the other thing. You know, our hair, just as our skin is much drier. And I was like, well, I need to treat my lashes. And then I looked at all these different products that use a treatment, and then use a mascara. And I'm like, no, this is too complicated. So it's a sort of treatment.
I'm being asked as a question here, Grace. It says the mascara is 6 in 1. Can you explain what the 6s are?
Yeah, right. So, 3 elements that I wanted in a mascara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Element 1, which is paired, is nourishment treatment.
So it's a treatment for your lashes.
Right, yeah. Number 2, volume.
Volume.
So I paired them. So when we buy mascara, we want that force look, we want volumizing, we want full lashes. So volume full lashes with the big brush, right?
Yeah.
The third group is I want lengthening and I want definition.
Yeah.
But I don't always want that full lash. So that's why I made it double-ended and I put the comb on the other end.
So this is the other
one. So
one.
if you want lengthening definition, you can use the comb. If you want that full-on volumizing, luscious, you've got the brush, and then it's conditioning, nourishing. So that's the 6 in 1. Or you can use the big brush for top lashes, you can use the comb for bottom lashes, because I can't, I've got no bottom lashes. And with the comb, I can just grab those bottom lashes.
Yeah, just the little ones.
Use the full brush and then use the comb to get those really small lashes on the top, so you can mix them.
And is it the same formula in each end?
Yeah.
Great, because it's a really good formula. My lashes, I'm so picky when it comes to mascara. Mascara always smudges on me. It always ends up halfway down my face. It makes me look even more tired because I'm getting dark. Mascara smudges under my eyes, which is really what you don't use or don't want. But I find with this, it doesn't smudge under my eyes.
Yeah.
And you can just use it. You can use it safely. I feel confident to use it on my lower lashes using that little comb at the other end.
So you can really sort of, once again, you know, I didn't want 5 products. I wanted 1 product. I just wanted, like mascara, I knew the different uses, the different looks that I wanted, but I just thought, why can't I find it? And it took me so long and working with a pack manufacturer to find that double-ended and then spec what I wanted in terms of the brush and the comb and it's got to be quick and easy. But what I love about
completely, and this is the only one that you have, isn't it? And it's black. Yeah, that's it.
It is black.
Job done. You only ever want a black mascara, to be really honest with you.
Because actually, I have been asked, what about brown? What about blue? And I wanted to simplify it. Just take the head out of makeup. And for me, I think black. But it's a glossy black. Yeah. You know, sometimes you wear mascara and it's really thick and heavy and cakey and it's so black. This is like a glossy black, so it's softer.
It's a soft black. It's very wearable, I have to say. Very wearable.
Really pretty.
Excellent.
And it doesn't dry out.
No.
That was the other thing. Mascaras, at the end of the day, I'm doing this, and it's dry, flaky.
Yeah, it flakes off. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I've got about 5 of these. I love these. Love them. I can't finish without putting some lippy on, can I?
So let's talk about that lip liner, because when I think lip liner, it almost sounds sort of old-fashioned, doesn't it? You know, don't forget your lip liner. But I really think it is so important when it comes to lips before you do anything. So the idea with lip liner is it gives you shape, it gives definition, and obviously as we age, we lose collagen, our lips thin out. And you have to use a lip liner as a base, but also it stops any product from bleeding. So I was like, right, let's talk about lip liner. How am I going to look at this? So what did I want from a lip liner? Basically, I want fuller lips in an instant. That was the brief to myself. And actually that product does have my name on it, because I've got slight misshaped lips only since I've really got into my 40s. I could just see it. So lip liner, match your lip liner to your lipstick. I'm just like, that's never going to happen. So
you don't want 6 different liners. That's crazy.
You don't want 6 liners. So the idea with that is it's lip coloured. Like, so it's a lip coloured. And if you analyse lips have blue in them. They're slightly more pinky and they have blue because of the blood flow. Most universal lip liners are like a peachy colour. So it doesn't look, so like you've got that on now, it doesn't look like you're wearing lip liner. You don't necessarily have to put anything else on top.
I've just filled in with it as well. I mean, I use it as my lipstick. I use it for everything. And when I travel, I've been on a few planes recently, you know, this just goes into my little cabin bag.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just like, it's so easy. I mean, your stuff for travelling, if you're planning on going away this summer, you know, taking a couple of the compacts.
I don't know where my lip liner's gone, because my girls actually steal that.
And then you're done. It's all there. I mean, it's so easy. And you don't look made up, because especially on holiday, if you're away the weekend, I mean, we've got a long bank holiday weekend coming up. You know, you don't want to be going around caked in makeup, do you? Kissing people, thinking, oh, my red lipstick's going to, you know, rub off on somebody or stay on a glass or something. Whereas this just stays on your lips. Doesn't go anywhere else.
And the other little trick, because the other side of that is where you add shape and definition, you need to add light. So on the other end of that pencil, this is what makes this pencil completely unique. You will not find this lip pencil anywhere in the makeup world, is just to outline your Cupid's bow. So you know, makeup artists always say put a little bit of highlighter on your lip, accentuate the Cupid's bow. That is because they're trying to create this sort of illusion of a fuller lip.
Yeah.
Right? So that is your fuller lip, fuller not filler lip, fake it.
Fuller not filler. I love it. Really scares me, the idea of putting filler in my lips. But you know what? As we age, we do lose volume and plumpness. That's partly why I take my collagen.
But that you just do a little sort of milk line has made your top lip look much more fuller. So that is like a cheat to fuller lip. And then another little trick, you say about going on holiday, which I've done, you're like, oh, I need a little bit of colour in my cheeks. Just put a little bit, a flush, just use the lip liner, little cross, flush, draw a little Aunt Sally, just to give it a little bit, just on the apple. I've done that before as well. Yeah, and it just gives you a lovely little flush.
Oh, this is why I have so many of these. Because they have so many uses. Love these.
And I have known to use the halo effect. The only thing about that is you want to feel the pencils very sharp, because you don't want to look as though you've had a glass of milk. Is I've actually used it again as a natural skin highlight on my cheekbones.
Up here?
Yeah.
Why not? And actually, also what I've done is when I've had a little breakout or a little blemish, I've actually used it as a little on the spot.
Yeah, it'll take the redness out.
Takes the redness out because, again, it's so precise with that little precision point.
Yeah, so, I mean, all Studio 10 products have a sort of, they have a purpose in life, we do a job of work, but they can be used in so many different places. You know, I don't believe it's like, oh, that's just for my lips. It's like, you know, how else can I use it? And once again, I wanted that in the range. Otherwise, you know, I have literally 4 products and that's all I use all day long, every day.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Just a quick recap. I guess the hero of the day that we were talking about mostly was the Youth Lift, the Glowplexion. So if you're late to class and you've missed this, or you're thinking, ooh, what am I going to dip into first? This is your one, okay? I use this all over my face. So the glow that's coming through is coming through from this. And I loved all the uses that you gave us. You know, mixing it with a bit of sun cream, a bit of body cream as a highlighter. I mean, it's mixing it with a bit of your moisturizer just to give you a little bit of a glow. Love it.
Yeah. Glowing skin. Well, glowing skin starts from within, but glowing skin also starts on the outside.
Yeah. It's two-way. I've always said, you know, in the last 35 years or so of writing about beauty and well-being, I've always said beauty is a two-way approach. It's inside and outside, always. If you can get the two to work together, fantastic.
Yeah, and we are glowing.
We are, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's lovely to see you. I'm going to have to see you in real life soon.
I know. Well, you're travelling so much.
Well, that's because, thankfully, the world has opened up. So I've had all these projects and trips that were booked, you know, the last 2 years, stacked up back to back. But I am home for a bit, because although travelling is lovely, there is no place like home, is there?
100%. I love it. You know, garden and...
Yeah.
You know,
what are you planning this bank holiday? Are you away, or are you doing stuff? Are you jubileeing?
It's a long weekend.
Yeah,
my daughter's
4
back
days.
from uni.
Nice.
My other daughter's half term, and we are literally. I'm going to use it to potter about because most weekends I've got a couple of friends. Normally I party. I work hard, party hard, and I just thought, you know what? I just want to be grounded at home. So I'm going to rest. I'm just going to rest. I'm going to enjoy the garden, family, try and get my 16-year-old to revise a bit.
Yes, good luck, everybody going through exams. My goodness.
GCSEs. She's like, but Mum, it's half term. I was like, yes, but that isn't half term as in you don't have to do any revision.
Yeah, half term before you go back to sit the exams.
The more exams.
One year I had one doing A-levels and one doing GCSEs the same year, and it was just, you know, we had the timer on for revision, we had the revision timetable, and it was just like this huge cloud over the household. So pleased when, you know, exams are so stressful, aren't they? I mean, I really feel for these poor kids. I'm glad I'm not taking any more exams.
She's my youngest, third child, so she's sort of a bit more blasé about it all. And I'm probably more relaxed about it. When my eldest Libby GCSEs, I would think I was more overwhelmed than she was. Yeah. But it's quite funny. It's half term, Mummy, so no school. You're in between your GCSEs.
Oh, well, I wish you all very well. Have a lovely, lovely bank holiday weekend. Enjoy the family time. Enjoy the downtime.
Thank you. Lovely to see everybody.
Really nice to see you too. Thanks, darling. See you soon. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. You're going to have to leave me, otherwise I click everybody off. Oh, how brilliant. Isn't it always fun being up back in the bedroom doing makeup? Does it look glowy? It's always hard for me to tell because I'm kind of sitting in front of my little phones and a ring light, so I'm never quite sure. But always good information from Grace. And we do have the Liz Loves 20% off site-wide across Studio 10. Liz Loves, that's in capitals, all one word. Brilliant. I was so pleased to be reminded of this. I've had this sitting in my cupboard for a while, and it's lovely to be reacquainted properly with it. You're so welcome. Talking about websites, the Earle Wellbeing website is temporarily down. Yes, we've got some maintenance going on. We're actually revising it and putting up some new fab things to make it even better than before. But it is hopefully going to be back up very soon. But just so that you know, we know that the site is down, and we're working really hard to get the updates done and completed really quickly. They were supposed to be completed overnight, but things took a little bit longer, as they often do. So anyway, it will be back up and running very soon. Also, just to say, I'm back with you tomorrow for a special live, and that's because Thursday's the bank holiday. So I'm going to be having some downtime too with my fam. So we're going to be doing the live on Wednesday, and that is going to be a special one with BioCare, one of my favourite British supplement brands, BioCare. They are amazing. They have a fantastic website. And we do have a Liz Loves, obviously, on BioCare as well. But we're going to be talking about supplements for energy. So if you're feeling a little bit drained and a bit, I don't know, maybe you're exam fever weary, maybe you're thinking, how am I going to get through or survive the Jubilee celebrations, then we're going to be talking about energy. Just a quick reminder before I go, we were talking today, obviously the focus was all about glowing skin, and Grace mentioned a few of her faves that she'd actually discovered through Liz Loves, which is really nice to hear. We're both big fans of Ingenious Beauty. I've written about collagen on my website. You'll see lots to do with it. It is quite expensive, but in my view, it's the one that really works. It's the one that I spend my money on, and it's the one that I take every day. And that is Ingenious Beauty. And let me just find their website. It's 15% off, and it's feelingingenious.com. Okay, feelingingenious.com, and you get 15% off. And I've taken it every day now for the last, I don't know, since I first discovered it, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. I will continue taking it for as long as I possibly can. I think it's great. And then the other brand that Grace was talking about was GP Nutrition, GP standing for Gabriella Peacock, another fab female founder, one of these lovely eco packs. So the fibre, who else is taking the fibre? Really good if you're looking for a bit of weight control, bit of help for the gut as well. And this one, if I just open it, I shall open it in real time so you can see exactly what you get inside these packages. These are great for travelling, by the way. These are little sachets, okay? They just say My Capsules. Great for travelling, because this gives you everything that you need for the day. And you can see all of these nutrients in here. They're really genius. So inside your little pack, you have the turmeric, which is full of the curcumin, very, very powerful anti-inflammatory, one of my absolute favourites, turmeric. You've got the omega-3s from a vegan source, so they're from an algae source. Again, omega-3s really important for the skin. And then you have the antioxidant-rich multi-nutrient, which has all these different things in here. Everything from, well, what are we saying here? Chromium, copper, iodine, manganese, molybdenum, selenium, vitamin A, all your B vitamins from B1 down to B12, zinc, magnesium, your curcumin. It's a great supplement. So we do have on Gabriella Peacock, GP Nutrition, that's gpnutrition.com, and Liz Loves gets you 15% off everything. And then, just to say before I go, you may have spotted my cell return mask behind me. So this is the mask that I use at bedtime every night. And Lily, I've been in touch with her. This was her Rich Gold Serum. Do you remember how right at the very beginning of the live, we were talking about how great gold is for the skin, and about how Grace uses gold in her Youth Lift? Well, this also has an amazing amount of real little gold flecks in it, along with the most potent form of hyaluronic acid for the skin, plus botanicals. I think she's got 18 different botanicals in here. I absolutely love it, and I use just a couple of drops. It's highly concentrated, so a little bit goes a long way, which is good because it's quite pricey, although not as expensive as most serums, which are an absolute fearful price. Anyway, it just gives you an amazing, amazing, youthful, lifted glow. Now, when we talked about this, when we launched it, which was only, 2 weeks ago, it sold out immediately. So it went from her website. So Lily has had a wait list. You can join sellreturn.co.uk if you get the newsletter. Sign up for their newsletter. That will give you priority ordering, because as soon as they get it back in, and I think she said that she is getting it back in. When does it come back in? Super, super quick. Is it tomorrow or the next day? I know I did see an email about it. It's coming back in really, really soon. So if you'd like to get it, because she's got some more being fast-tracked over from South Korea, but they will go like that. So if you want it, please make sure that you have either signed up for the newsletter or you're checking back on the Sale Return website regularly. And if you use your Liz Loves, it's special, the code for Sale Return. It's Liz Loves 21. So make a note of it, Liz Loves 21. And that gives you 10% off. Oh, we think it's just come back in stock. Literally just come back. So if you want it, literally after this live, go and grab it. And if you were thinking of getting your Sale Return mask, then they've got a special offer at the moment, because they do have some of these in stock now. For every mask that's ordered, you get a free one as a bonus. And you can use your Liz Loves, so you do get 10% off your mask price as well. What a great time to buy it and get a freebie. So that's Liz Loves 21 for sellreturn.co.uk. Great. That is it. I will be back with you tomorrow. 2 days in a row. So tomorrow, when we'll be talking inner beauty with BioCare, particular focus on energy. So if you've got questions, comments about feeling exhausted, really overtired, how to get the va-va-voom back up, we will be discussing that. But for now, thank you for being with me. Lovely to see you all. Don't forget, head over to YouTube. I've also got a new YouTube film going live tomorrow. I shall see you then. Bye-bye for now.